Hello, Star Citizens. BuzZz here, and welcome back to the Revel in York hangar. Now, this past Friday, CIG released yet another patch to the PTU, or Persistent Test Universe. Now, that patch is, of course, the 1.1.6 patch. Now, this follows close on the heels, just a week later, after CIG released 1.1.5 to the live servers. So as such, there aren't a whole lot of changes. It's more fixes. So to start off, we've got the launcher. Now, the new launcher came out with the 1.1.5 patch on the PTU, but it wasn't ready for prime time, so they held it back for the 1.1.5 live release. But now it is available for download, and you can use it with the current 1.1.5 patch and the 1.1.6 patch. So the launcher is a lot faster. You can download anywhere between 2 and 3 times faster on this new launcher. It's got new splash screens, it's got new music, and the most interesting thing is you're able to switch between your live and PTU accounts on the fly. So you log in with your live credentials and you hit a switch to switch it over to PTU and back and forth. Now again, as I said, you can use this with the 1.1.5 patch. However, be advised, you will have to re-download your client because it changes it over to the new file structure. So if you have a internet with a capped limit or a slow speed, you may want to just wait until 1.1.6 goes to the live servers, which hopefully should be next week. Now, so they've also made some changes to the single player and multiplayer Vanduul AI. So the problem they're having is the Vanduul AI would stop fighting after a while. The higher time to kill ratio really pushed the limits on the AI, supposedly. I'm not an AI programmer, so I don't know how it affected it. I didn't actually see it happen. But apparently they put a fix out there that'll fix that. They've also increased the number of AI Vanduul in the 3 and 4 player Vanduul co-op missions. Now for multiplayer, they've changed some of the requirements for victory in the multiplayer matches. To start off, we have Battle Royale, where they actually increased the limit from 15,000 to 35,000 points. They also decreased the amount of points you get when you kill a ship. Now the reason why they did this is they say they had people spawning in and the map or the match would be almost over, or already over by the time they logged in, which was kind of frustrating, so hopefully this will help alleviate that. Now on the flip side, for Squadron Battle, they've decreased the victory requirements from 100,000 to 75,000. This is probably to keep it where it is. I think it was doing pretty well on the Squadron Battle, so they wanted to keep it the same. In order to do that, they had to release the score limit because they had reduced the score values of the ships. For the tutorial, they now allow you to reload your missiles. So there's some spots in the tutorial where you're required to use your missiles in order to proceed. And if you used up your missiles, it would block you from continuing. So now they reload the missiles in order to allow you to continue through the tutorial. For Constellation Aquila owners, whenever you spawn your ship into your hangar, you will now get your new Merlin model. It will be located just in front of the cockpit of the Constellation, just like on the Andromeda. And finally, they've done a lot of work to the audio system. There have been tons of audio bugs with the conversion to WYs. Problems with the audio skipping and cutting out, problems with memory leaks causing low frame rates, and all kinds of issues like that when you had multiple sounds playing. Now, I've been playing the new patch, and I'm proud to report that there is no issues with the audio. The audio is rock solid. I haven't had it cut out yet. Now, I have been getting some frame rate drops. I don't know if it's related or it's to do with a completely different system, but it seems to be probably CPU related. I know I've got a really great set of video cards, so I shouldn't be having problems on that end. I think there's a bottleneck in the CPU. Maybe it's not using the threads to their fullest potential. But again, I'm not a programmer. I can't say for certain. that about wraps up the 1.1.6 patch. So let's go over to the second part of the video, in which I'm going to show you a ship that, while it's been out for a while, I just haven't had the time to do a video for. And here we are. This is the Redeemer by Aegis Dynamics, the same company that brought us my favorite ship in the game, the Retaliator. Now this is the only ship in Star Citizen that was not created by CIG. This ship was actually created by the fans. It was created by the team called Four Horsemen during the Next Great Starship competition. Now from what I understand, they did such a good job with this ship that CIG actually hired a couple of them on permanently. Now there's some other ships in the competition that I'm hoping will eventually be released into the game, one of which is the Boomslang, and possibly the Scimitar. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go into the archives of the CIG or Star Citizen YouTube channel, and you should be able to find the Next Great Starship competition. Now this is a very unique ship for the Aegis line. While it holds a lot of the aesthetics, it's the only ship, well, one of the only ships by Aegis Dynamics that is not aerodynamic, i.e. it does not look like an airplane. Now some people don't like the fact that a lot of the starships, like the Space Penguin over there, are aerodynamic. I actually like it. But I like this too. I like the fact that it's not. This is a actual spaceship. Now the engines I kind of have mixed feelings on. While I like that they were being unique and creative, I think they went a little too far on the Gundam side, making them look like a pair of channel lock pliers. Let's talk stats though. So these engines are TR5, they're the main thrusters. That's the same thrust rating as the Constellation lineup. But this is a much lighter ship at only 42,000 kilos. So it should be pretty quick and pretty maneuverable when compared to the Constellation ships. This is a dedicated combat fighter. This is a gunship. It's also used for inserting troops on the battlefield. As such, it does not have very large cargo capacity. It has a cargo capacity currently of 24 standard cargo units in the current configuration. Now, you should be able to remove the crew compartment in the belly to increase that further, but that's really not the purpose of the ship. This is a dedicated fighter. Now, it has a crew of 5. Now 3 are kind of given. You've got your pilot and you've got your 2 manned turret gunners. What the other 2 will be doing, I'm not sure. Possibly engineering, possibly shield management with a very unique shield system. This thing has 4 shield emitters. You can kind of see them up on top there. There's 2 on each side, those circles. So maybe that'll be something. Or who knows? But you also have room for 6 soldiers in the cargo area. So for a power plant, this thing has a size 6 power plant. Well, it has the capability of mounting a size 6 power plant. It comes with a size 5. Now, of course, they're changing the way the components work. The components are going to be, instead of size 1 through 9, they're just going to have 4 classes. And starting off with light class, medium, heavy, and then capital. And I'm not sure if this falls into the medium or the capital, or medium or the heavy category. Probably heavy. I think light is more of the Merlins and Snub Fighters. Medium would be something like the Avenger and Super Hornet. This would likely be heavy, like a Constellation class. For weapons, the ship has 2 size 2 missile pylons, and those are hidden inside the wing right here. If you clip into the geometry, you can see that there are 5 missiles on either side, and I believe those pop out of the bottom here somehow. For unmanned turrets on the ship currently, we have this on the front. This is actually a size 3. turret. Now, I don't know if that means the weapons are supposed to be size 3 or the turret itself is size 3, because this ship was made before the new weapons system was put into place. But those certainly look like size 1 weapons. Kind of look like neutron cannons, but they're definitely some kind of placeholder weapons. For the manned turret, you have 2 size 3 manned turrets. Now that definitely refers to the weapon size, because these look like the Panther size 3 laser repeaters. I believe 211s? I'm sorry, I can't remember. So that would probably make this turret, let's see, 2 size 3s makes it size 4, plus it's a turret, size 5, plus being manned. It would probably have to be a size 6 turret to mount these current weapons. Now, the weapons in the stat page, it says it actually comes with the size 3 broadsword ballistic cannons. So these are probably just placeholders as well. Now also, not shown on the ship, is the additional size 4 unmanned turrets, and I believe those are going to be mounted here on the engine pylons. Again, I don't know if it's going to be size 4 weapons or size 4 turret, but if they're unmanned and it's a size 4 turret, that means you probably have 2 size 2 weapons able to fit on there, or 1 size 3. Now for a shield system, it says it has a max size shield of 6, but they haven't said what kind of shield it is yet. If it's going to be a 5, or probably with the new system it'll be multiple shield systems. Maybe even with all those emitters they'll put in 4. That'd be interesting. So let's check out the interior. As you walk in, you start off in the dropship area where your infantry would sit. You have 6 seats for them to buckle in, and 6 lockers for them to use and store their equipment. There's the ramp there, of course, for easy egress when you're landed. And then there's your docking collar right here. So if you have to dock to another ship, that's where you would enter. There seems to be a little bit of Z fighting on the geometry there. Now from this area you have 2 choices. You can go upstairs into the main engineering deck, or you can go into this little room here. Now this looks like another armory. Again, some Z fighting going on, but that definitely looks like a weapons rack for some assault rifles or SMGs. And over here you have something looks like for larger weapons, possibly sniper rifles or some kind of crew-served weapon would probably go in here. That's just my guess, of course. And here you have your entrance into the bottom turret. Now, this animation was recently fixed, but it's still not quite there. And I'll show you what I mean. It's pretty cool how this works. You get in, and that little collar there extends to the back of the bottom turret. You slide through on these rails. Watch your head. You hit that metal beam there. That's one of the problems I was talking about. And it deposits you into the turret. It's a pretty decent view to the lower section. Hopefully they'll put in the same system they're going to put into the new constellations, which allows the chair itself to pivot, allowing you to maintain better field of view to the bottom. The only other option would be to maybe flip you upside down. It'd be interesting. Let's go to the external view here. And there's the turret again, of course. You can see the doors there that remain open for some reason. And you've got the clamp doors, the other doors for the airlock portion. But I'm sure these L-shaped doors should close. And you'll see them on the top turret that they are closed. And of course, behind that is the hatch where the docking collar, or I don't know what kind of collar that would be called, extends out to the turret. But a pretty ingenious way to enter the turret. Let's go ahead and go back again, watching our head. pass through the metal beam. And the collar retracts. Unfortunately, no sounds for this right now. So let's move up to the engineering section. Well, before we do, take a look on the ceiling here. You can see we've got these cables everywhere. Now this is very reminiscent of the Aegis Avenger, which has several of these cables in its cargo compartment, most of which are disconnected and just laying there, but these are actually connected to something. So good job tying in the Aegis Dynamics aesthetic to the interior as well, with these little touches. I'm not sure what the heck that's supposed to be. Maybe it's just a light. Very intricate light. It almost looks like a hatch of some sort. Let's move on. Up these very steep steps, you come into probably the coolest part of the ship, the interior anyway, the engineering section. And here are your 4 shield emitters. Very cool how they have that set up. Supposedly you're able to actually perform most of the maintenance on the shield from inside the ship. So if something goes wrong, you have easy access to get them running again. Very neat little catwalk. That's obviously, that round portion's obviously the bottom turret swivel. And you have some control panels up here, probably for those other 2 crew members, though I can't really see 2 people back to back working there. It's kind of tight. And your cockpit, which we'll check out here in a moment. Now up on the 3rd floor, or 2nd and half floor, or 2nd and a 10th floor, whatever you want to call it, you have your crew quarters. And here you have another control panel, and probably the most complete kitchen you'll find in any ship. I really like that they did this. You've actually got a stove, oven, sink, and of course, what's a military ship without its coffee maker? And matching coffee cups by Aegis Dynamics. I really want one of those, by the way. So if you've ever been in the military, you should know that we run on coffee. You've got your little dining area. Looks like some benches that may be able to pivot out to allow easier access. Got some more storage up here, probably for food. These might be some first aid kits. Got some more storage up top. Those almost look like ammo crates of some kind. And then, of course, your sleeping quarters. These are almost directly pulled from the Avenger. Very, very cramped little sleeping quarters. There's only 2 of them. So with the size of your crew, you're definitely going to be hot cotton. You can go into the bottom, but I'm not going to do that right now. Right now we're above the other section, and I don't see any hatches here, so it's definitely not a hatch. It's probably a light down there. Here's your shower. I actually like this shower. This is a pretty neat shower. It's got some little soap dispensers there, but what's really cool is they put in a spot for your, well, I guess that's shaving cream and towels. Very well done. On the other side, you have your toilet or head. Got another little sink and the non-functioning mirror there. And the door stays open, so I hope you know your crewmates really well. There's some more of those power connectors. Looks like those are powering the turret itself. Here's your small cargo area. This is probably where the 24 freight units or cargo units are stored. Pop in here a bit. You can see there's a crane up on top, and And this hatch, I think, acts as a loading mechanism of some sort. There's a crane that goes out on the tail that the two doors open up and expose it, and this can slide back, probably for aiding in loading and unloading cargo since you're pretty high up. Oops. Little buggy there. I don't think you're supposed to be able to fit in there. But next up you have your top turret. Again, no audio for this. And it's a little bit buggy. It has the same problem as you have in the Retaliator, where the pilot doesn't quite reach for the controls correctly and ends up separating his head. But it's just a mirror image of the turret on the bottom. And you can see there's some shaking there. That's from our little bug here. Yep, there he is. You can see he's having a kind of a bad day. But decent viewing angles on this turret. Your feet aren't blocking anything. And there again you can see those little L-shaped doors I was telling you about that are open on the bottom turret, which are not needed here, so obviously they remain closed. While we're out here, let's take a look at the top of the ship. Very cool profile. I like that top view. Kind of has a whale-like appearance with that tail. But again, there's the tail. Let me look up here. Those two doors, I believe, open up, exposing the rails for the crane. And there's your cargo hatch that slides back and probably goes down to help loading cargo. I'm not sure what these are. They're not engines. I don't think they're engines. It's only listed as having 2 TR5 main thrusters with 12 TR2 maneuvering thrusters. And the 2 pliers are definitely the engines. Maybe it's some kind of heat dissipation system. Or maybe the 2 combined together as part of the engine. I don't know. Again, with the Aegis Dynamics aesthetic, you've got these, they look like sensor pods of some sort. They almost look like refueling pods, but they're too far back for that. Looks like you've got some more kind of heat sink or something there on the side. There's the exterior of your shield emitters. This little ball right here looks like some kind of electronic countermeasures. Like a laser scrambler or something. Look at those engines. Lots of little antennas everywhere. There's another one of those balls. Let's see if I can look into the missile section here. Okay. Yep, 5 missiles on each side. I'm not sure if they're supposed to come down or move forward somehow. Kind of TBD, I guess. Alright, let's check out the cockpit. There we go. I do like that they have these fire extinguishers everywhere, in case there's a problem. 2 more there. And here's your cockpit. Some more power panels there, and another status display of some sort. So there we go. Very, very nice viewing angles to the top and front. Some nice displays here for hopefully it'll get a really nice custom UI for the heads-up display. And I really like the controls. It looks like a HOTAS setup. Got your throttle on that side, your stick on that side. Almost looks like a HOTAS you can buy. Thrustmaster or SciTech possibly. Very cool. You can see our feet aren't quite on the pedals there. There's a look at the front end. Can't quite poke my head in there. Overall, a very, very nice looking ship. Now, I don't think I'm going to be holding on to this ship for very long. I have the Retaliator already as a good combat ship. I'm not really interested in being a drop ship captain. It's not a good cargo ship, so if you don't know, my main focuses in the game are as a mercenary, bounty hunter, and cargo captain. So this might make a decent bounty hunter ship, using the bottom section as a holding area, kind of like the Avenger. But I've also got a Cutlass Blue, so I don't know. I guess it would be between this and the Cutlass. The Cutlass would definitely be more cheaper to run. But I do have the Avenger over there, which is also a bounty hunter style ship, so the Cutlass really isn't a big step up. So either this or the Cutlass is going to have to go. I don't know. I may just hold on to it. Yeah, I'll probably hold on to this and drop the Cutlass. Just making my decisions as we create the video. I don't know. Anyway, that is your Aegis Redeemer. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like or subscribe button. And once again, this has been BuzZz, and I'll see you guys in the verse.
This is the Aegis Dynamics Redeemer-class gunship. When faced with the threat of Vanduul incursions and piracy on the rise, it answers the call to arms by touching the future. Combining advancements in shielding and engine technology, the Redeemer provides an attack platform that is second to none. Capable of sustaining a crew of 3 and a marine complement of 6 for weeks on end, the missions it excels in are boundless. Whether in space, on land, or over water, no enemy is safe. Pilots command a view that is only rivaled by their turret-operating gunners. All ship functions are tied directly into the cockpit's control suite, providing real-time interaction and information. These include, but are not limited to, current shield strength, life support system status, and active engine manipulation. Engineering allows for the crew to make many repairs internally, thus avoiding risky external attempts in rough or hostile conditions. The Redeemer's state-of-the-art shield emitters are also aligned and mounted within. The interior as a whole has been designed to maximize combat effectiveness through space available to the gunship's crew and passengers. As missions and tasks vary, essentials necessary for long-haul excursions come standard. Through effective management of the ship's position, a Redeemer crew can safely assure all angles are covered. Pilot skill and gunner aim is rewarded greatly with devastating firepower. Maintenance routines for vector lock engines are incredibly quick and efficient. While in possession of the right tools and equipment, a highly automated arresting gear system allows for engine release and reattachment to be performed by a single qualified UEE mechanic. While in the heat of battle, the ability to take a hit and continue fighting is a trait any commander could hope for. Our engines come standard with top-of-the-line software that enables them to make necessary alterations to a closed position in the event one is lost, never sacrificing stability or pilot options, and allowing the ship to remain in combat. As an added bonus, Aegis Dynamics has made this a variable mount system, allowing for a wide range of engine options catering to different situations and styles, specific details of which remain corporate confidential at this time. As proven by many ships still in service today, our company strives to build a vessel that will withstand the test of time. While the Redeemer may be a departure from the standard designs of today, it remains rooted in our core principles of reliability, efficiency, and versatility. No matter the location, the time, or how dire the situation, the Redeemer will be there, protecting the ones you love and hold dear. Become a horseman today.